Oh, hold y'all, man. Battle rap's been kind of dry for the past couple weeks. But ARP just made it exciting. Tyson, indictment. Indictment. Sue Surf responds to ARP and takes shots at KFC because ARP exposes URL for having copied respect. Let's talk about it.
Battle Booth is hot for gang on the low. He hot for gang on the low. I'm Battle Booth gang, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
The Battle Booth. If you look him up, y'all go subscribe to his channel.
Wow, bruh. Wow. Hey, Surf, I ain't heard from you in a little while, man. I ain't heard from you in a little while, but welcome back. Welcome back. I see you on Twitter, my boy. I see you. I see you taking shots at ARP. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. Want to make sure you guys see the tweet. That's Sue Surf. Sue Surf posted a tweet with a picture of one of RBE's events. An event that Sue Surf actually attended for RBE. Sue Surf posted this in response to ARP dropping blogs about URL. If y'all are not familiar or don't know yet, ARP just recently started a series, kind of like a podcast type series, where he's set up in like a podcast type of setting, a microphone, you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff. And ARP's been letting us know that he was going to be doing this, that he was going to be starting a podcast. Little did we know that the first 3 drops, about 6 minutes long, 6 minutes apiece, were going to be exposing URL and about URL. I can dig it. I can dig it. We about to get into a little bit of this and what's going on and why I think ARP's doing this and what he's exposing and all this stuff. But we're gonna start with this. And if you're not subscribed, man, make sure you're subscribed already. You heard? Hit a like on that video, on the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up real quick. Share this video if you got an extra couple seconds to spare, man. If you put on deodorant, like the video. If you brush your teeth this morning, like the video. So Sue Surf responds to a series of videos that ARP drops on YouTube. Sue Surf takes a shot at RBE, aka KFC, according to Sue Surf. Sue Surf shares a picture of an event that Sue Surf attended. Sue Surf says, I just sent this to the KFC group chat, cause why it's 34 battlers on the card, but only 19 people came to support us, and Surf, the op, one of them. So Sue Surf pretty much is saying nobody comes out, nobody's checking for RBE. There was only 19 fans in a crowd of 35 battlers. Taking shots, taking shots, taking shots. ARP responds to that shot, and he says, I hope you guys can see these tweets, man. He says, why you always got a Twitter handle of someone else? Tupac? Saka Doncic, the dark-skinned Drake. What's with all the copying? Question mark. Birds of a feather. ... Fly together. He didn't write fly together, but that's the rest of that saying. Pretty much calling out Sue Surf for also copying the names he's using on Twitter, whatever the case is, because what ARP is exposing, pretty much. Not exposing, because we already know some of the things that ARP has talked about in a couple of these blogs. We already know the situation For example, we are all already well aware of URL paying battle rappers that are on an RBE card to not be on that card. But the thing is, right, with these videos, ARP is getting more into the detail of those accusations or allegations. He's getting more into the details of them. What I mean by that is, okay, we hear, right? We often hear that URL blocks battles and blocks battlers from being on an RBE card. We hear these types of things often, but we don't actually hear the battle rapper, right, that got paid more come out and expose it. We don't usually hear those battlers that get blocked come out and talk about it. We don't usually hear those things. So some of us might question, is that for real, bro? Or is RBE capping? Or is that really going on? Is URL really blocking battles and battle rappers and all this stuff? ARP is getting down to the nitty gritty of these allegations or accusations, especially or specifically in these first few videos. I'm gonna show y'all right now one example. Y'all know exactly what I was just talking about, the whole URL blocking battlers situation. ARP took the time out to include and incorporate in that blog a clip where Murder Mook is discussing in depth and in detail that situation playing out, that situation actually happening. Battle rappers coming to Mook and letting him know that they got paid more to not do a battle on RBE. It's one thing to just come out and just say these things and accuse URL of doing it. But it's another, right, when you have, I don't want to say proof, but when you have information that reassures that that is the case, that that is in fact happening. So it's not anymore a matter of random people saying URL blocks battles. Now ARP is putting it into a blog for us to give us the additional information that we might need to actually come to a conclusion as it pertains to URL. So I'm noticing that ARP is taking this approach with these blogs. And you know what? I can't help. We're about to watch this quick clip of Murder Mook speaking about the fact that that's what's happening. Murder Mook, this is somebody who has a lot to lose as it pertains to URL. Murder Mook is not banned from URL. He's not blackballed, so he would have no reason to say this type of thing about URL, which also tells me, bro, it's obvious what happens and what's happening. Murder Mook has no reason to go against URL. He's not blackballed. He's nothing. He still gets booked and he can still make money from URL. So for Murder Mook to be coming out and saying this, what he's saying, reassures and just confirms that for a lot of us, that this is actually the type of thing that occurs between URL and RBE, specifically on URL side. But also, I just want to say, bro, that I feel like, right before we get into this clip, some of y'all might feel like, why is this happening? Why is ARP, right, dedicating videos to exposing URL? Or why why would ARP waste his doing exposing all this information and all this stuff? A lot of people need to understand, bro, that after years and years and years, bro, of being bullied by the bigger dog in the situation, URL, after years and years of being bullied, bro, and RBE not being able to do anything back because they're not big enough. They're not big enough. It comes a time, bro, where you have to finally stand your ground, bro. Like, you have to stand up for yourself, bro. Like, if you're in high school and you're being bullied, bro, you really gonna let yourself be bullied throughout the entire high school? Like, throughout all your, for real? No, it comes a point, bro, where you get bullied for so long and so much, bro, where you finally have to stand up for yourself. Where you finally have to speak on the situation, bro. You finally have to tell that bully, bro, you're going to need to chill. And this is what ARP is doing with these blogs, bro. Some of y'all not going to understand that, bro. But again, RBE's been backed into a corner, bro, for years. For years. ARP is finally deciding to speak out. Do something about it. Say something about it. And I completely 100% respect it. Because this is coming from ARP. This ain't even coming from an RBE fan, bro. This is coming straight from ARP's mouth. Everything that we see on these blogs, all this exposing URL and talking about URL stealing ideas, face-offs, all these things. This is coming directly from RBE, the direct competitor to URL, the guy who is currently going through lawsuits in court with URL. That's also why I feel like these blogs are very important, bro, and even necessary. Even necessary, because somebody like me could speculate for days. I could speak on these subjects and speculate for days, months, but it will never be the same as ARP, as it coming straight from ARP's mouth. So real quick, I just want to show y'all this clip, bro, and this is the type of angle that ARP's taking. It's not no allegations, it's not no. He's incorporating images, video clips of the things that he's accusing URL of. For example, accusing URL of having stolen the idea of face-offs. ARP includes and incorporates clips of the actual first face-offs where URL got the idea from. Where Jay Black was, before he was Jay Black hosting face-offs for like UW. This is what I mean. We can speculate and we can make allegations all day. But for ARP to put together these videos and show us visually what we need to see to make his point, I think is a great idea. And again, it's simply karma. It's simply karma. RBE's been backed into a corner for years, bro. This is simply karma. So let's take a listen to this clip where Murder Mook is exposing URL blocking battlers, bro.
Hell, man, we had this date set in way before anything. So Smack did, he did that to be petty. Made his Summer Madness. Summer Madness to be petty the week before, right? Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Now, there's something that you don't know what kind of business I got going on while I Red Breed. I could be well vested in this, right? So you doing that now, you like, you're trying to take away from me. We can't do that. So, one, the karma of what happened with that is the karma. It's the look, we got Will. Will was there. Will saved his real raps for today. You feel me? Look, listen, we know what happened, nigga. We know what happened. As far as, you know, a lot of things going on. Oh yeah, you know, cause there was some other battle rap niggas that Smack was paying them not to be on the card. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, hey, bro, me, listen, like I said, Smack don't know what kind of business I got going on. Me and him cool, we cool, don't chill out. Don't run away.
You gotta keep in mind, Murder Mook is saying this, but he's cool with Smack and URL. So Mook has no reason to lie about this type of situation because Mook could still get bags and get booked on URL. So Murder Mook would have no reason to be lying about this stuff. He's not blackballed, he's not blocked, but he's putting the information out there.
We cool, but it's obvious that my son is doing competition in anything that I'm on. If you want to compete with anything I'm on, this is bigger than just being A-Bird, man. This, like, you want to compete with something I'm on that possibly people could watch.
Murder Mook took issue with this because URL decided to do a card to compete with RBE, but Murder Mook was booked on RBE. And this is why Murder Mook is speaking about it and had a personal problem with the situation. This is also what tells me, bro, that this is 100% factual information. This is 100% fact, what Murder Mook is saying right here. Because again, he would have no reason to lie about this. He took issue with the fact that URL did what they did to be petty, right? Which was book a card right when RBE was booking a card, but the main event was Murder Mook. This is why he decided to speak on the situation. Had nothing to do with him having an issue with URL, being blocked from URL. No, he's just speaking on it because he felt as if though they were trying to take away, URL was trying to take away from what Murder Mook could have brought to his brand, main eventing on the RBE card. Because if you think about it, it does take away from the card. That's the point of the competition. Like if we were to, that's like throwing a card almost like on the same day. Now people have to pick and choose, oh, okay, which event we're going to go to. Murder Mook wasn't feeling that. Because Murder Mook is about his brand, about his money. He's about the bigger picture. So that's why he's even speaking on it. Has nothing to do with him being blocked or having issues with URL. Nope. He's speaking out on this at this point in time because that's exactly what it was. He felt as if though URL doing that hurts his brand, hurts his ability to reach more people. Less and less people are now going to pay attention to the RBE event because URL now is having an event right around the same exact time. Those are the types of things that Mook took issue with in that situation, which is why he's speaking on it right there.
It's me and not for my brand, and you trying to take away from that. Now we're in direct competition, line of sight. So battle rappers told me that Smack was paying them money, saying, "Are you on that card? I'll give you more money if you don't be on that card to come be on this card." And that's why this shit fucked up.
And we know this. A lot of us are probably like, we already know this. The fact that ARP is now dropping those mini blogs, those mini podcast blogs, speaking on this from the perspective of the league owner that's been bullied for the past few years, but also incorporating things like this that reassure and confirm what he's saying is where the difference is what makes this different now. That's what makes it different. A lot of us simply speculate, you know what I'm saying, and say, oh, this happened because I heard this happen and this person. ARP's taking the time out to actually put together the information for us, which I think is a great idea. Because again, bro, people need to understand, bro. People really need to understand that the reason this is even happening, bro, is because URL's been bullying RBE for so many years, bro. So when I get on Facebook and I see people defending URL and saying, and the people that defend RBE, other people are saying, calling them agents and things like that. Like, oh, are you an RBE agent now? You an RBE agent? You RBE agent? Why? Because some people understand what's going on. Like that makes you an agent. Like, because some of us understand how the business works in the background and what's been happening. That makes you some kind of agent for RBE. Am I an agent because I'm speaking on the situation? Or because the situation is factual? So a lot of us are still confused, bro, as to what this all even has to do with. But if you're just a fan, right? If you're just a fan and you just watch battle rap and you just pay attention to the battles, good for you. Like, I want to say good for you. Like, for me, it's difficult to do that because I'm at a point now in my life where I'm looking at things differently. I look at things differently. Like, I try and look at the bigger picture to everything. Even though I still do enjoy individual battles, just the battles themselves, I'm very interested in the bigger picture to everything. The world, battle rap, just everything. So I can't not take these types of things into consideration when I'm looking at the two leagues and even maybe possibly comparing them for whatever reason or trying to determine who's better or who's more for the culture, I can't help but think about the whole picture, the entire picture, and not just parts of the picture.
So all I'm saying to you, battle rappers told me this out their own mouth, man. Like, yo, Mook, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. This Mac is giving me more. He paying me extra. Battle rappers told me that Smack was paying them money, saying, are you on that card? I'll give you more money if you don't be on that card to come be on this card. And that's why this shit fucked up. So all I'm saying to you, battle rappers told me this out their own mouth, man. Like, yo, Mook, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Smack is giving me more. He paying me extra. But this shit got me on it. That's what I'm saying. Hey, but tomorrow, I guarantee you, we all put on tomorrow. And it's going the little old red.
So for y'all that think that is wrong, right? For ARP to be doing what he's doing or be focusing on URL, right? That's wrong. Is that wrong to y'all? To y'all that think it's wrong for ARP to be doing what he's doing, right? And approaching those podcast blogs the way that he's approaching them, pretty much exposing URL for having copied respect throughout their entire careers. For those of y'all that don't think that that's okay, do y'all think that this is okay? Do y'all think that it's okay for URL, right, to be looking for battlers that are booked on their card, to pay them more for them to not battle on his card, thus sabotaging RBE? That's what that is. That's literally what that is. Do y'all think that's okay? For those of y'all that think it's wrong, right, for ARP to be speaking on the topics that he's speaking on these in these blogs, exposing URL for the dirty stuff that they do in the background, behind the scenes. Do y'all think, for those of y'all that don't think that that's cool, do y'all think it's cool for URL to be doing this? If for those of you that are saying no, it's not cool for URL to be doing this, then you understand why ARP is doing what he's doing now. You get it. This has been happening for years. This has been happening for years. For years, bro. RBE's been bullied, bro. Backed into a corner, bro. For years.
Card that was supposed to be tomorrow, we gonna put on. It's gonna be bad too. Now you got URL. Now y'all playing shady. Instead of y'all responding to RBE, y'all are sabotaging his events, having battles back out. Let's be real. You know y'all doing it. Y'all know y'all doing it. Come on. You've been doing it for years now.
If you have a history of doing that type of stuff to people and then legally you claim somebody to do it to you, it's one of the most cowardly things I've ever seen in my lifetime.
I need to know what y'all think of this. I need to know what y'all thinking about this whole thing, bruh. I need to know what y'all thinking about ARP's new series. Seems to be exposing URL as of right now anyway. As of right now, that's what it seems to be. What do y'all think, bro? Like, do y'all think this is justified? Do y'all think it's justified for ARP to be taking the approach that he's taking as it pertains to what he's doing right now with the podcast? Do y'all think so? I think so. I think it's completely acceptable, completely fine. All of that. ARP, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep spreading truth. Keep putting fans on to these things, bro. Because it might not affect anything immediately, but over the course of time, people grow up. Even fans, we grow up and we start to understand and realize and see things differently and from different perspectives. So ARP, I fully support what you're deciding to do here. I never agreed with the fact that I always hated the fact that URL was always kind of like bullying RBE business-wise. So again, I'm glad that ARP is deciding to speak out on the situation, because if anybody's going to speak on these types of situations, it should be ARP. It should be. So let me know what y'all think of this, man. Let me know what y'all think of this, man. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Joe coming at you live and direct from the battle.